And are you refreshed?
Yes.
Good. We're ready for you.
Thank you. So I have a question about baseball.
We all count on that.
A little birdie said that to me, so I just figured I'd just mess around. Okay, so first of all, that last guy, Matt, he was good. That was good stuff. And seems like everything that's happened so far today has led perfectly into some clarification for me with what we're going to lead into next. But the first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to brag a little bit, because I've never been in the chair and bragged to you. So I want to brag because it feels good, and I don't usually do it. Okay?
If it feels good, you should do more of it.
That's why I'm doing it right now. Yeah, it's good practice. So I've been with the Cardinals now 4 full seasons, going into my 5th. If they keep clapping, we'll never get through the segment. So, 3 championships in 4 years. See, no more clapping. No more clapping. We'll never get through. 3 championships in 4 years. Oh, they won the World Series, too. And I got a little piece of that. That was pretty cool. That was an awesome experience.
If any of you have been following the saga of the baseball guy.
Saga? Saga?
Well, sagas don't necessarily...
That doesn't sound like it feels good.
Well...
Oh, yeah. That was Jerry? Hi, Jerry. Okay, so I'll keep going. Sorry. Okay. Here, I got it written down. Sorry. Reinventing the relationship I had with the manager. 3 years ago we talked about that. To a new manager now that I'm close friends with. That we talked about that. We
are just updating them that you have to listen to old recordings to really understand this saga.
The relationships I've had with the players from day one to now it's not even close. It's just like feels so good to like be able to unsettling. Let me unsettle here. It feels good to become I'm becoming more of who I am every day. It feels so good.
And as your mentor, who always stood here knowing, it is not a surprise to us.
Thank you. That's awesome. You're a good mentor. And then it's gone into other things. Surfing, like I'm not as intimidated as I was when I go in the lineup, and it's just so much, just everything's so much fun. And I relate a lot of that to the meditation CD that I've done every day since it came out. I don't miss. It's amazing. Okay, so, but now I wanted to kind of go into like a little bit of clarity on some things, but let me do it in my own words, and then you stop me like we did last time. Okay? This is awesome. You're the best. Okay. Well, I want to talk a little bit about non-physical and physical, okay? Because obviously it was set up so beautifully for me, for the young man before. I think a lot of people get so mixed up with, and of course I was the biggest one, of physical, 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 or non-physical, non-physical, non-physical. And the more and more I'm
Even though, as a pitcher who finds the clarity to move that baseball right where you want to move it, you know for sure that sometimes you're in alignment with something that is more than you, and sometimes you're not.
Exactly.
In other words, you on a personal daily basis could feel the difference between alignment and not, between when non-physical was integrated through your allowance or not.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I think the thing I kind of wanted to share today, because this is my experience with non-physical and physical, it's very simple. We're in a physical world. You've said that several times. That's why we're here. because of physical. The sense, the feeling, the touch, the taste, the smell. That's what we want. That's why we're here.
And why? Why?
Because it feels so good.
Why else? Why else?
For the joy.
Why else?
Expansion, sorry. No.
All right, all correct. But because it is the furthest culmination, it is the leading edge of all that is. In other words,
we want to push the envelope.
It's where it's all at.
Okay.
It's all here with you.
Cool.
In those moments, you see, this is where life is being lived. It's not being lived in some nebulous, non-physical realm where imaginary people have their feet dangling over the edges of clouds, watching you all make your way back to less than this.
I agree.
This is where it is.
I'm with you on that.
We know you are.
Okay. So with this, the non-physical part, I think people get a little mixed up with, you got to go sit in a room with some dark shades and you breathe and then you're okay, which is part of it. But we want the physicalness. We want to go create. So the non-physical part, the non-physical part.
The first words that we said to you about this were we would rather see you in an attitude of appreciation than in an attitude of meditation. Because in appreciation, there is no resistance either. And in appreciation, you are flowing the connection that you have accomplished into the physical world, just like you intended to do.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes. And I
it's
think
sort of like painting a canvas with no paint on your brush.
Without a
is
doubt.
not nearly as satisfying as when you've got paint on your brush.
Without a doubt.
Yes.
And I feel like with me, what I'm understanding more and more is like, I'll just go specific to baseball, and you can put in anything you want with it, but specific to pitching is there is a strong physical base that is there, but prior to that strong physical base, if you don't come with a clarity and a perspective and a focus that's non-physically based and bring that to, it's already there, I know it's already there, but if you don't bring that to your physical part, like, okay, now I'm going to go practice. And when I go practice, if that focus is not there at that time, that's where you can go physical all you want, but you're just basically running into a wall every time you go out. But if you bring that non-physical basis to the workout, and now, while you do the physical reps, you're even more focused on, this is feeling this way, and I'm moving my body this way, and I'm living, and that's what gets you small reps.
So are you saying that in your powerful now, whether it's the stadium with the people in the seats, or whether it's the practice where no one else is around, or when it's you and your own equipment in your exercise room, that you are happy to invite your non-physical counterpart to your present and powerful now under all conditions?
You better. If you're not doing it, why are you doing it?
And that's sort of what we were talking about earlier when we were talking about what came before the moment that you wanted to call causation. Because all of that is leading. And shouldn't all the moments be moments of feeling the exhilaration, not just when the people are in the stands? Shouldn't it all feel good?
Without a doubt.
Yes.
And so to add to that, a quote that I see often, with the daily quotes is, we're non-physical. I don't want to repeat the quote because obviously I'm not remembering right now.
Paraphrase it, you know it.
Well, basically what it is like if I could put a percentage, we're 75% non-physical and 25% physical. And if you could just continue to soothe the non-physical throughout your daily actions, then the physical takes care of itself. That's why you're here. You're on the earth. But it's about figuring out what to do each day to just soothe a little bit,
what you're reaching for and what we want to add to this conversation, we are enjoying it, is that even in this conversation where we are talking about physical and non-physical, we are accomplishing a sort of separation, which doesn't exist except in the minds of physical beings.
Okay.
But when you have those experiences where you are really focused in a physical setting, doing the best that you have been able to train your body to do, and then you apply focus to that trained In other words, you've trained your body with strength, and you've trained your body with the ability to direct, and you've trained your body with acuity. You've trained your body with the way the muscles interact with one another. You've trained all of that. But then when you add the piece of non-physical focus to all of that, and the non-physical focus knows about the muscles. The non-physical focus knows about the intention. The non-physical focus knows about everything else that's happening in the room or in the stadium or on the field or with every other in other words, when you add that factor of the knowledge of what non-physical knows and you bring it to your focused moment, that's a moment of life worth celebrating. And we want more of your moments of life. And from your point of view, you want all of your moments in life to feel like that.
Yeah.
Yes.